a spot in the Global Championship, they also could be taking a tidy sum home with them too.
Yeah, this is really nice for them as well. And I think another key part of that was the Chap and Flixie didn't have a good game either in that last game. It was the first time they've really taken a stumble. They really could have run away with it. We could be speaking about the champions here of the Global Championship last chance qualified finals here in Chap and Flixie because they didn't have it, because they needed to have a good game there, but they didn't. And I think that just sort of opens the door now. You can see the sort of top four, I suppose, are really just so close. Any of those four really could take home the entire day today, which is very exciting as well as just the qualified teams.
Well, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. Sorry, not the overall leaderboard, the non-qualified players leaderboard. This is obviously what we want to be focusing on right now, especially with only one more game to go. Let's take a look at the points column as well. I mean, you can see within the top three, it's Self Takata, it's incredibly close, and then we have Savage and Trillian fourth. But Mumsy and Sato, that last game, we managed to see them get a 9th place. It's not a huge points gap for them, so they really need to do the same, if not better, going into game 6, Takata.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for them. I mean, they're looking good right now, okay? They're in 3rd place compared to Major 2, where, I mean, Sato got 47th with Podesai. Now Sato and Momsy are looking very good. Issue is, I don't know if you saw the 4th place mini. 4th place was Mr. Savage and Truly directly below them. But you know what's directly west of them? It's where Savage drops on the map. So they are quite close to each other, and I think Momsy and Sato are going to be the deciding factor on how the qualification looks for all those duos that are under them, and especially the one directly under them, which is Savage and Truly. So Momsy, Sato, lock in for this last match. Get the job done. You've done incredibly well throughout the day, especially the last 3 matches last 2 matches they've done well. So hopefully for the last one they can continue that trend.
Yeah. France is getting behind these players. We've discussed in the pre-show the French players and their fortunes in these last chance qualifiers. They just live for the drama, so let's see who makes it through. And Savage and Truly, right now, it is possible for them to make it into those top 3 places of the non-qualified teams standings, mini minor. But again, they've got to go even further. I was saying this obviously about Mumsy and Sato, but it's the same for these guys. But at least we got to see them go to an end game and place 7th pretty much as a duo.
Yeah, I think I speak for all the Savage fans when I say, why does Savage always make us do this? Why does he always make it so close in every single tournament he plays in? It's always coming down to the last game. He can't be the team in first. He has to clutch up in the last game. It's always too close for comfort. So for these guys now, yeah, they might have to push Momsy and Sato earlier on in the game, try and take them out of the lobby, clear the path.
see them going down without a fight in this one. And as we've seen, especially from their off-spawn situations in the past, this is a duo that knows how to fight. It feels to me, Mini Miner, like there was a little bit of coke going on in your calculations for all the Savage fans out there.
Yeah, I want to see Savage Squall. I think we all want to see Savage Squall. Like I mentioned,
not be too surprised to see someone looking to try and pressure them early on, because right now that's the most realistic catch-up point for any of those duos just outside of that third spot qualification point.
And of course, these two teams land so close to each other that you can see them as they both will land on in. And even though there won't be any direct contests,
championship, you either make it in for those top 3 spots off consistency, or you are just gonna have to wait for solo FNCS season to be upon us, because these teams are doing all their last-ditch efforts right now. X-Force and Bevies. You have to remember, elimination still being worth 4 points apiece. There's a lot left. You would think that it might be enough even if a team just decides to key outright, that they could make up for the placement with those elims instead, and Bevies barely managing to bring down Photoside, but with X-Force just hardly left standing on his last legs, only 10 HP to work with. He's got to be so precise, the Maven, not exactly the type of shotty that you want to be staring down Akira with. X-Force just trying to get any little bit of space, but it's just not enough. Kira definitely having the advantage.
and I know we made the games left him joke last game, but Axel's and Berry's 2 top players who we will now not get a chance to see at the Global Championships. That is just how ruthless this region is. The Frizzy and Vanya. Vanya won't be making the return to Globals in front of those beautiful M8 fans. Might just have to sit in the crowd and with a bang. Whether that's next weekend at the Reload Elite Series Championship Final or at the Global Championships in September. Many big solid games. We're gonna have to pull this one out from somewhere deep within. Sky and Scroll will continue this little scrap they got going on against Twy. They're gonna fully commit to this one, or will this decent trade for Twy? Knows just what could be captured here in this final game.
And it doesn't help that you've got Shark and Teeny, who are definitely trying to bring it back in terms of they've got absolutely nothing to lose. They are just roaming the map looking for whatever eliminations they can accrue. While he did manage to kind of pass on by, losing your duo at the same time is just such a tough position to be in. And not only that, but keep in mind, Huddy was just lingering over towards Wonky Line, although he very likely already kind of sipped it off elsewhere, doesn't want to stick around, especially when he can tell that there is a lot more action. Picking up the pace here. Just pick up and continue the pursuit here, because why not? They've got so much time now to work with to just keep trying to play spoiler here. But for a duo like Savage and Truly, we said that we wanted to see them looking to just take affairs into their own hands, and it looks like they're doing just that.
Yeah, and I think the good news for Hutty and Fishy fans is Yeah, I mean, that was a decent pull for them. The only team that really could give them any issues was Zangi, and they're able to just push past him in the end anyway. Oh, dearie me. Pixie Swizzy. It's too hot. You gotta get out of the kitchen, lads. Way too much pressure coming in. And they're struggling to deal with it. But a max distance pull on this zone is pretty bad, so we'll see just how they fare with it here.
Where Truly and Savage were just at, though, they were sort of leading the lobby moving into that next position, although they did pay a pretty steep price for it. They're gonna have to pause, wait for Savage to recover some of those shields. And now, it's all down to just Savage and Truly trying to not get caught yet again. But it's just so difficult because everyone seems to be looking directly at them, despite the fact that they've created a little bit of distance here. We've always got to remember Mumsy Sato just off the side there, also making their approach is Chat Flixie, doing a great job at target practice. And Swizzy, he's good, but he won't be able.
This lobby tackle.
That's what's really starting to hurt them because Sky Scroll, they've started to make their approach, and that big chunk out of Truly's HP shield now going to have to pause, so they won't be able to maintain sticking towards that front side just yet. But Mumsy Sato starting to pick up the pace a little bit here, starting to claim a little bit more space, recognizing the fact that they've got players just under. placements, it's starting to think, Izzy, Nosif, they might just be the cutoff metric now. And truly, he's starting to build, but he needs this shot onto Scroll. He needs to get Siphon. He needs a refresh, but it's a healthy player and truly won't be able to close the gap. Savage and Truly will find themselves looking on for the...
And we're actually ready to see them. So let's find out who have booked their spots in Belgium, guys.
Let's see.
As you can see, Mumsy and Sato, after that incredible performance, they have done it. Even making their way to the top above Hutty and FishyX and Izzy and Nosif. As expected, Mini Miner, the French have turned.
Close, but Momsy Sato, Izzy Nosif, Huddy Fishy, they got the job done.
Yeah, that high ground challenge from Seto and Mumsy onto Savage and Truly was something else. As we like to say in Fortnite, Mumsy and Sato took it by force, and we're going to see them at the Fortnite Global Championships in Antwerp. Let's take a look though at the
Thank you.